Hooray!
Clappy intro.
It's Monday, and it's us, Curt and Jen, in the morning. Thanks for being here. We do this podcast for you every single weekday. We'd love for you to like. We'd love for you to love. We'd love for you to follow and or subscribe. All the things
Would be helpful. Seriously, you don't even understand how helpful those little things are.
Yes, because since we're getting $0 from this, we need all the help we can get.
We don't need to say that.
Are you getting dollars?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought, man, I'm missing out. All right.
It's the last week of February. Like Saturday is March 1st.
Isn't that something? That's one of the times I think through when there's a new year, like, can you believe it's already March? And then it's like, can you believe it's already August?
I feel like this year is flying by.
It's going pretty fast already.
What are we talking about today?
Today's big program, the Mariners' first weekend in spring training. This past weekend.
How a gambling addict lost a jackpot.
That's a funny story, believe it or not. Comedy movies that are funny from start to finish the whole time.
What is a Canadian... how do you pronounce that? Canadiano? Canadiano? Yeah, that would be right. Canadiano.
Also, where do you brush your teeth? And you're going to say, I brush my teeth on my teeth. No.
I will tell you in that story, I discovered I am in a 3%er.
Okay. And finally, what's your answers you gave to our question over the weekend, which was, what makes a person instantly more attractive? Here we go.
I wanted to know what you did this weekend, Curt Cruz.
Well, I had that fundraiser. We were raising money for Fidalgo Dance Works on Saturday night.
Did Dana go with you to that, or was she already out of town?
She is in Arizona, so she was not at that. But it was at the Swinomish Casino, which I wonder everything else.
Swinomish. I like that word. Swinomish.
Not Swinomish, like Snohomish. I don't know.
Swinish.
That went great. Thanks for having us. We had a good time and raised a lot of money. And I was at a casino and didn't even gamble. So that's a first.
Oh.
I don't have any money.
Yeah, right.
And as I mentioned, Dana is in Arizona, so I was batching it this weekend, which you'd think, oh, it's going to be a party weekend. No.
Batching it with Bella the Beagle?
With the Beagle, yeah. So we drove a lot of, I took her with her when I drove a lot of places. That Beagle draws a lot of attention. I'll just say that. People love that little Beagle.
Oh, so you're getting hit on.
Well, it was older couples.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe they were hitting on me. I don't know. What about you? What did you do?
I did some cocktail tasting both at home and at Crowbar. My roommate Jackie made some new cocktails that we tried. One of them we just threw away. It was so bad.
Oh.
We hit a jackpot on one of them that included ice cream, so that's going to be good.
And one of them sucked.
And then at Crowbar, I wanted to have this drink called the Flying Squirrel that I had at another bar. Mm-hmm. Cam, the awesome bartender, didn't have the ingredients for it at his bar, but made something that tasted even better.
And
sign of a good bartender, I'd say.
Cam is not only a good bartender; he's a great bartender. He did not make the cut this year, but last year he was in the Nationals for best bartender ever.
He was this year too. He's in the top 100 of bartenders around the country.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he was trying to make the top 30 and didn't do it. I wanted to explain to you, Curt.
Yeah.
How I used AI this weekend.
You used AI.
I did.
All right.
So I got one of those photo, what do you call them? The photo infractions. You're in an intersection and the camera takes a picture of you.
You got busted for speeding or running a light?
No, it was supposedly running a red light. Now I got to hold on a second. I got to get this back on my computer.
Oh, they sent you a photo of you going through the light, by the way.
I know, and a video. And so I look at the video and I'm like, okay, what constitutes a full and complete stop? Because I approached the intersection with my brake lights on. So clearly I'm being cautious. And there is a pause. But they're saying that I did not. So I'm mitigating this. I'm at least mitigating this. I'm not paying $145 US that I really don't have to pay.
Because they said it wasn't a complete stop?
I am from Lynn Hood. This was a ticket from Lynn Hood. And I know this intersection is famous for trying to catch everybody. It's the one by the Alderwood Mall.
So is it Alderwood Mall Way and 196th?
Yeah.
I got it.
By Barnes & Noble.
No, it's further up. I got popped by the Linwood Convention Center.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Okay, so is there two right in a row? There's two red.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing this. I'm like, I'm not even sounding right. I'm going to have AI help me. So I went to Chat GPT and I put in my circumstances. I said, can you please help me write a statement for a mitigation, blah, 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 blah. This is brilliant. Can I read some of it?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I wrote to you today, to write about my photo enforced infraction, not making a complete stop on red. After reviewing the video footage, I acknowledged that my approach to the intersection included brake lights and a pause. I understand the importance of traffic laws and always strive to drive safely and responsibly. I want to clarify that my intention was to come to a complete stop, but I now realize that what was perceived as a stop may not have met the full legal requirement. I was unfamiliar with I didn't say this. It said I was unfamiliar with the intersection. I took that out because that was not true. Anyway, it was brilliant. I respectfully ask for your consideration of my good driving intention. And I took out my clean driving record.
You know what's funny is who wouldn't go to a judge and say, I intended to not go 90 in a 45 zone. My intention was...
I said, if a full dismissal of this infraction is not possible, I kindly request a reduction in the penalty amount, as this was not a case of reckless driving, but rather a misunderstanding of the stop requirement. Yes!
Let's see how that goes. The only thing I've ever done, and what you were told is like, hey, you know what, just show up on the day, of the whatever, the day you're supposed to go into court. And if the officer or nobody shows up, although it's a camera ticket, so I don't know how that works, but... I think I got out of mine somehow, too. I think that...
we'll see if my AI help in writing my statement works.
My intention was not. Wow.
This is not a case of reckless driving, but a misunderstanding of the stop.
That was from my toothbrushing. I don't usually drool on myself. Can you see that?
If those watching on YouTube versus
I'm not
consuming it only audio.
Not usually a drooler, okay?
Okay, Curt, Chris, whatever.
Spring training. Lots of Mariner heavy hitters are back. Spring training just got underway this weekend in Peoria.
Can I just tell you, I put this in here because I love it so much, because I am from the era of Mariners where it was like, what is it, the 1995 championship team with...
The double?
With all the like well-known people like Ichiro. Well, Ichiro isn't part of that, but Jay Buhner and Dan Wilson and who am I forgetting? But all like a bunch of these people came to support Dan Wilson because he is the new manager of the Mariners.
For those who don't know, Dan Wilson was a catcher for the Mariners in the golden era, would you say? Yeah. Yeah,
it just warmed my heart that they all came out, like all these, well-known Hall of Famer guys from the Mariners,
right,
to just support obviously the team, but their buddy.
Right.
So that made me happy.
There's Mike Cameron showed up. Alvin Davis, remember him?
Yeah, I know all of them. Jay Buhner.
The Bone. Jay Buhner was there. So, unfortunately, it didn't help the Mariners win.
No.
They lost to L.A. 11-10. It was a close one.
I know. Edgar Martinez is helping with the hitting strategy, too.
That's the title. I wondered about you saying, Edgar, he's the senior director of hitting strategy. Is that batting coach?
Well, I think that there's like an
name?
official batting coach or hitting coach or whatever, but he's helping. He was definitely heavy there.
Do you remember when we met him?
Yes, I do.
That's right.
We have a picture with him.
Yeah, and he's like, who are these guys?
Right. We just want a picture, Edgar. We know you. You don't know us.
So here's the deal. This maybe is turning bad news into good news, lemons into lemonade type of thing. There is a story we found. This is a guy this is not the happy part. He had his wallet stolen, right? There's a guy, and I believe it was in France.
France.
Right. So thieves stole a backpack from this dude. His wallet was inside. So the thieves then decided they're going to go off to the corner store there. They used his credit card to buy cigarettes and a lottery scratch-off tickets. Now, as it turns out, the lottery scratch-off ticket hit for about $500,000.
Shut your mouth.
Right. I mean,
are you kidding
American
me?
dollars. So
from the stolen wallet, these thieves bought a winning lottery ticket.
And it hit big. The problem is, so far, nobody's come forward with the winning ticket. It makes sense because if the thieves come forward and say, hey, this is my ticket, they say, well, you're the people that stole the backpack and the wallet. You're under arrest, doofuses. So here's where the story gets interesting. The owner of the backpack that was stolen went to the press, and he announced that he's offering to split the winnings with the thieves. If they give him back his stuff, he say he would decline to press charges, and they get the other half of the jackpot. Basically, they would not have been able to buy the ticket if they did not have his stolen credit card. On the other hand, he would not have bought a ticket with his credit card.
So he's just like, come forward, all is good, give me back my stuff and my $250,000.
I don't know. Would you? I mean, I don't know how thieves think.
Well, and I don't know. I think that you need the police on your side on this one, too, that they're not going to do anything to you either.
Right.
And then you're $250,000 cheaper. I mean, I don't know.
I think if you don't press charges, it's fine, right? The police are not going to say
maybe.
I don't know. That would be a strange place to be in if you're the burglar there, right?
I hope he gets his money.
It's a little shifty.
It's a little, it
would be great if he gets his money.
Sticky situation.
If we find out, we will let you know.
Yeah, I hope that he does.
This is your story you found?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know this option existed.
This is another money story that's kind of a bad, good thing.
Right.
So there's this 46-year-old guy in Pennsylvania who goes into a casino earlier this month and hits a $57,000 jackpot. Like, how exciting would that be?
That's not $500,000, but granted, that's a big difference maker.
At a casino, that's a big jackpot.
So, but why? He's not going to get any of it.
He's getting none of it because he banned himself from the casino.
I love this.
You can officially do that. That's what you're saying. You didn't even know that you could do. I didn't either.
If you believe that you're a gambling addict, you can let the casino know. They have a self-exclusion list, and you can go in there and say, listen, I have a problem with gambling. Don't let me gamble in your casino. You can voluntarily ban yourself for different lengths of time. You could make it a months or years or even forever. And this guy decided he's going to exclude himself for life. So he's on this...
Self-excluded himself for the rest of his life.
However, he obviously went back to the casino.
And won a jackpot, but because he put himself on the list, the casino had to deny him the money.
And he was cited for trespassing on the casino because he's not supposed to be there. I wonder what comes with that. It's like, not only do you not get your $57,000, you've got a $140 ticket here.
That is such a bummer.
Trespassing.
That is such a bummer.
But that makes me wonder also, how long had he been going there when he was on that exclusion list? That's true. And how much money had he lost in the meantime? Well, we know $57,000.
We'll happily take your money, sir, but we are not going to give you your jackpot.
Right.
I mean, they should have some way of... I don't know. They have all those photo things, like video things in the casinos. They should be able to say, okay, that guy's spending and he shouldn't be here. It should be a two-way street is what I'm saying.
We'll even pay your trespassing fine.
I don't know.
If you share your $57,000 with us.
Crazy.
I like it. So today, as much as these are goofy, these national holidays, today is I Hate Cilantro Day.
So I did not know this. I recently learned this.
What?
I did know that some people either love cilantro or hate it, but there's some kind of, is it a gene or something that makes cilantro taste like soap for some people? And it's a genetic thing.
I could see that. I don't know if I ever specified it as soap, but I'm not a fan. And so there's a genetic thing in people. It's like, ew, this tastes like soap. I don't like it. Not just I don't like it because I don't like it. It actually.
Yeah, like that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
So it turns out that 13% of people can't stand cilantro.
I happen to love it.
A little sprinkle is all right, right?
I mean,
you don't want to taste too
soapy. Put it in my salad. You can put it on my eggs. You can put it. I love it.
And then you blow soap bubbles after.
I don't. It doesn't taste like soap to me, though.
So in the spirit of that, people were asked, what's a food that most people love that you hate? We just have a few examples here, and I was surprised. First of all, I don't think that most people love all these things. Well, let's go. The first thing on the list was cheeseburgers. 5% of people hate cheeseburgers.
Okay, well, those 5 people I cannot date. Ever.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not dating anyone else in my whole life anyway, but...
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So, but then they said the second thing on the list of popular foods, sushi. Almost 20% of people, basically 1 in 5 people hate sushi.
That actually, to me, is a low number because I think sushi is one of those things that's like, okay, it could consist of raw fish. Like, I'm surprised by that number.
My take is like, I don't understand the craving when people are like, oh, I gotta have. It's like, they're gonna kill to get some.
Last
sushi.
night I wanted sushi, but I didn't want to go out in the yucky weather, so I'm like,
But I'm such a novice. I'm such a newbie with it. I just give me a California roll.
That's fine. That's okay. I order mine without seaweed because I hate the taste of seaweed.
Isn't seaweed like one of the biggest
yes,
parts
it is, Curt Cruz, but they have it. They have a replacement.
The rest of the group of popular foods that people hate, 4% of people said that they hate popcorn, they hate burritos, and they hate ramen. Not all 3 of those things for everybody, but those 3 individual things. I, in my entire life, have never had ramen.
You've never had top ramen?
No. When you grew up in the Midwest, there's not a whole lot of ramen places around.
No, like top ramen that you get in the store.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you? What?
My understanding is it's cheap food for college students, right?
You have never. I am bringing you Top Ramen. I cannot believe that you have never, one, heard of Top Ramen, or two.
Well, I've heard of Top Ramen,
but you've never tasted it.
Aren't they just noodles?
Yeah, but they're different kind of noodles. They're not like it's not like spaghetti noodles. Oh my God, I cannot even. Mind blown.
Well, how about this?
Tomorrow, I don't know if I can tomorrow. I will be bringing you ramen.
I'm going to ask you, how old were you the first time that you had salmon?
Oh, young. I mean, I think I've been eating salmon for a long ass time.
All right, I was 35.
The first time you had salmon? Who are you and where did you grow up?
When you're in Detroit and Chicago and Iowa City, Iowa.
All right.
The best you can do.
What about like crab and lobster and that kind of stuff? No?
It's just not available. I mean, the good stuff.
You're right. We're on the coast. You can go walk out your door and go get.
Well, how come you've never had a White Castle?
I have had a White Castle.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't that impressed.
Well, then you were doing it wrong.
When I was in Tennessee.
Yeah, sliders. Love them. All right. We found this is, it's rare to find a comedy movie that you think is funny beginning to end. A lot of them have funny parts or maybe even a lot of funny parts or a couple of scenes that really stand out. But MovieWeb.com made a list. These are the top comedies that they say are funny start to finish. Should we go in reverse order?
There are a few of these that I wholeheartedly disagree with.
Well, there's a few on here I have never even seen. Let's go from the number 10 to number 1.
Okay.
All right. Number 10 on this list, and I don't know if a lot of people saw this or not, Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, which is kind of a parody of,
You did not see that one?
Well, I did see that one.
You did?
It's got Andy Samberg in it, and it's, imagine if they were doing a behind the scenes on NSYNC or something like that.
Okay.
But
was it funny?
Yeah, it was funny, but I wouldn't say it was one of the funniest ever. Blazing Saddles is number 9 on the list.
I've never seen that movie.
Now, that is worse than me not having Top Ramen. You've never seen Blazing Saddles?
No.
Do I even know you?
Do I even know you? I've heard of the movie, and I've seen like little scenes of it, but I've never sat down and said, I'm going to watch Blazing Saddles.
Okay, well, I've never seen Dirty Dancing, and I'm okay with that. Black Dynamite, number 8. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, number 7, which I personally think is the funniest movie ever made.
That is one that I disagree with. I think that is the dumbest movie.
Well, you don't get it because you're a girl.
Monty Python?
You don't get any of the Python. I imagine you don't get any of the Python.
No, I just think it's so
Well, it's
dumb.
British humor, too, so if you don't like that. Number 6, Caddyshack. Great, funny movie. Number 5 on the list, Superbad.
Now, Superbad I thought was freaking hilarious.
That did have a lot of funny scenes in it.
So many.
Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy is number 4.
Never watched that movie.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. What's wrong with you?
Weird, the Al Yankovic story just came out a couple years ago that had Harry Potter starring as Weird Al Yankovic.
No way.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. That was pretty funny, but I would not. It's nowhere near the level of the
third
other
on
thing.
the list.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. The second one doesn't make sense to me either. Will Ferrell did a movie called Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga, which to me seemed like it was just a competition of different bands, and they were in it. And they sort of reminded me of I think they were from Norway or some Scandinavian country. Anyway, I disagree with that one too.
Do you agree with number 1?
I do agree with number 1.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Yep. Number 1, funny beginning to end, Airplane. I would say all the Zucker Brothers movies, so the Naked Guns, Airplane, those and their spin-offs, I think were just... I actually have a story about Naked Gun. It was when it first came out before, and same people did Airplane and Airplane 2 or whatever, also did Naked Gun. It was a short-lived TV series called Police Squad. All right. Mm-hmm. And they did like a one season of like 9 episodes, and they didn't get renewed. And I thought, well, I don't get that. I thought it was funny as hell because it's basically what you see in Airplane and stuff like that. Those silly puns and what have you. It turns out viewers complained that the jokes were coming so fast and so quick they couldn't keep up, and it was annoying.
And so they had to cancel it?
It was almost like it was too funny or they didn't quite get it.
They weren't fast enough.
Yeah, so...
gotta be quick.
Yeah, but I agree with that. Airplane, hilarious.
Okay.
And don't call me Shirley. Okay. What's going on here?
Well, eggs are so expensive that they're now a gift with purchase of a freaking house. Real estate agents are giving eggs away, free eggs away with the purchase of a house.
Which just, to me, that's a great just fun idea.
That's all it is. It's a playful joke.
Pull people in with, also, we'll give you some eggs.
Yeah, buy this house, free eggs. Free eggs for you.
So the realtor that's doing this, there's more than one, or just this one guy we're talking about, or person?
I don't know. I just wanted to say that realtors are doing this. It's a real thing. The
free egg sign seems like it's a lower quality than the house for sale sign, but it does seem to be properly affixed to the post.
It's funny.
Bonus,
That's
free
hilarious.
Eggs.
You know what? That's awesome. The woman in the video claimed she was just driving by when they saw it. It was a viral post that went
free eggs with purchase.
Come on. It's awesome.
So you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house to get a dozen eggs.
I like it when people are funny.
While we're on the subject of eggs, it turns out that the skyrocketing cost of eggs has prompted an uptick in attempts to smuggle them across the southern border. So they're smuggling eggs into the country. You got to crack down on that.
I mean, it's better than fentanyl.
Yeah. This is what I think is funny. It says there's a 30% increase in eggs being confiscated at ports. A 30% increase. So eggs being brought into the country illegally was already a thing.
Oh.
It's just gone up. It's becoming more popular. I don't know.
This world.
Mm-hmm.
This is hilarious, too. I mean...
Well... And I'm like, honestly, with this story, I'm like, good for the Canadians.
What a Canadian coffee shop did with their menu. Get ready, because it's funny.
And a lot of this is just, tongue-in-cheek or just a fun thing. But, if somebody said, hey, we're going to buy your country or we're going to make you another, what if Canada said we're going to make the United States another province?
Well, I also think it's the Canadians making fun of the Gulf of America now
as
too,
well.
Right? So here we are.
An Ottawa coffee shop on its menu to protest U.S. President Donald Trump's threats of annexation against Canada, renaming their popular Americano drink to Canadiano. You can't order an Americano. You have to order a Canadiano.
Brilliant. I love it.
The owner of the Morning Owl coffee shop says,
in
we
Ottawa.
Don't need any American products right now. It seems like a really good way to say we're Canadian. It's a great conversation piece, just like the free eggs with the purchase of the house.
It's a great little shtick.
Yeah. So
and look at it's getting attention. It's getting
us talking about it.
International attention.
Yeah. Well, I believe it was this weekend. This is a little bit of a side. I think it was this weekend that they were letting Canadians know don't buy anything American. They had a whole list of Amazon and Airbnb and all that. They're like, okay, Canada, we're going to rally for this one weekend. Don't buy anything American and see what it does. So they're like shop local, shop Canadian. I think that was this past weekend.
Okay.
But I do like the idea that they changed it to a Canadiano.
I love it.
What do you think about the Gulf of America? Here you go.
What do you mean the Gulf?
Calling it the Gulf of America.
I'm not going to get into all
I have two words. Ready? Stupid.
Okay.
It is. It's just dumb.
I agree. We're not doing this though.
Okay. Just a little FYI here. I was happy to see this.
I know you were. I was like, why did Curt put this in? Yeah. Oh, I know why. Okay.
You're not going to get ripped or develop a six-pack with 5 minutes of exercise a day. However,
wait for it.
New study found that just 35 minutes of exercise a week,
5 minutes a day,
can lower dementia risk by 40%.
That's significant.
Yes. My mom passed away from Alzheimer's. My grandmother passed away from Alzheimer's. My great aunt. So it's in the family. So I need to at least exercise 5 minutes a day. That I can do. I mean, it should be a half hour or whatever if I really, really push myself.
Are you going to do it, though?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hold you accountable because I need your mind sharp so we can keep doing the show.
What?
Okay. Our question of the day on Friday, we asked, name something that instantly makes someone more attractive. And you had your opinions for sure.
Did you want to share ours up front? Or did you ever come up with one?
Mine was funny.
Lots of US dollars?
No, mine was humor.
Oh, a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I would agree immediately. If you're in a situation, meet somebody new, and right away they have a sense of humor.
Gotta be funny. But also kind. I mean, if they treat people crappy, I'm out.
They're out, yeah.
Yeah,
and that was a big one, too. Let's go down the list here. And what you just said, kindness, I think, was the most popular answer. We had Kate, Cheryl, Andrea, Amy, Nicole, Laura, and Kristen all said kindness.
Yep.
Instantly makes someone more popular. The great smile
Wasn't the second most.
Yeah, Kathy, Heather, Blakesley, Anna, and Sarah all said having a great smile, instantly more attractive.
Yeah.
Now we get down to the...
other things.
Yeah, intelligence.
Gwyneth and Sonia said intelligence. Heather said the way they treat others, which I think goes up with kindness too, really.
That's kind of true, yeah. There's a couple of those in there like that. Debbie,
yep.
Hygiene. Having good... I assume she means good hygiene, not bad hygiene.
Yep.
All right. Jackie, sense of humor. There we go again. I'm surprised it didn't pop up more often. Carrie also said a sense of humor. Dan, if they like dogs, that was one that I think also. That's on your. That could be on your list, right? If you don't like dogs, you're not going to be able to date Curt Cruz. Or animals in general. I think it's a good one.
TC said their cologne smells. Sorry, but I love the smell of men's cologne. Don't be sorry. Like what you like. Apologize. It's fine.
Paul said blue eyes. Kendra said a good attitude instantly makes people more attractive. And then Shelley and Becky said confidence.
Now, I like Janelle's answer. She said a cowboy hat. Ooh. And I'm just going to go right down to Jenny, too. Jenny said baldness. I love bald men.
I love a bald man.
And then Heidi said loyalty. Randy said, I'm hoping it's playing the bass guitar.
Randy just started playing bass guitar. We know that. And so he's hoping to... Well, he's already got his wife locked up. Those... Again, I hold them up as a couple that really did it right. I mean, met in high school, stayed together.
They're the best, for real. I do. I'm very lucky to have a handful of friends where I really admire the relationship they have with their spouse.
They are. Leslie, I guess humility, when they are humble and take accountability. And then Mary said generosity.
And Laurel said sincerity. Can I go back up to Randy's bass guitar? So Randy jams with my roommate Jackie's Louis' boyfriend.
Oh, that's Aaron.
Aaron.
Right.
So Jackie commented on Randy's post saying, well, sometimes it's the drummer. Because for her, it's a drummer that makes it more hot.
Any musician knows the drummer drives the band. The drummer is the most important.
Is it really? For real?
If you have a bad drummer, you're screwed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie has a good drummer.
She does. All right. You found this story. There's a vending machine, and this sort of ties in with my story that I've got mouses all over my garage apparently, and I have not yet. I gotta go through the van I use for my side gig, and I got to try to find where there's at least a mouse in there.
So you drove it to the side gig and didn't find a mouse? The mouse didn't come out and say, "Hi, Curt, I'm your passenger. Get in the carpool lane." I'm not even sure if they're alive or I just gotta. Unfortunately, it's going to just take me dropping the headliner. Whatever, and going, oh, there they. I mean, there might be 1, there might be 0, there might be 30. I don't know. If it's 30, I'll let you know. This sparked conversation between the two of us. Like, would you buy? So there was someone in Buffalo, New York, and he took a video. So this is how we know about it. It was on social media. He went to buy something in a vending machine, and on the vending machine there was a big piece of tape that's set with Sharpie that said "mouse in machine," and he's like, "What the hell?" So he's looking, and sure enough, way in the back, like in the back of one of those scrolly little things that drops down the snack that you're buying.
It was like
a mouse.
B6 was a mouse.
And the mouse actually came up to the glass and was looking at it, looking at the guy, and the guy's videoing the whole time.
Right. So
would you still go through and buy a treat out of that vending machine when there's a mouse in there?
I think that I would. You would? Well, the caveat is this. First of all, if you so you say you buy a bag of chips, right? Yeah. If it's been gotten into by the mouse, you're going to know it's going to be empty. I know, but that you're risking wasting your money. You're risking wasting your money. But if you're probably starving if you're at a vending machine. I guess the thing is, they're saying, would you still buy something with the mouse in there? And I'd say, if it drops out and it's got a hole in it or whatever, some would argue, well, even if it doesn't, it's got mouse feet, all over it. So and I would say poop too. I would say you have to get the whatever you're getting, your Snickers bar. Wipe it down. Wash your hands down, and then enjoy. That seems like a lot to go through for a. They need to get that mouse out of there. Well, yeah, I really have a hard time with that because I think that they're cute. I don't like the idea of killing them, but okay. What are you going to do to get rid of them? That's our transition music for this next one. Because the headline is how many people brush their teeth while sitting on the toilet. I will tell you it's 3%, and I fit in that 3%. Somehow. All right, let's just. Bad? Is that gross? I don't think so. It's efficient. All right, so the brushing of the teeth. People were asked, "Where do you brush your teeth?" About 3/4 of people said they stand at the sink in front of the front of the mirror, which people would say that's the correct way, by the way.
I rarely do that.
20% said that they walk around the house. I've done that, but without fail, I end up dripping toothpaste on the floor at some place, or the carpet. There's a little white spot there from my crest.
Okay, 20% of people, 1 in 5 people say they walk around the house brushing their teeth.
3% of people said they sit somewhere.
Okay.
I'm guessing maybe the bed in the bedroom.
I happen to sit on the toilet.
I already have a hard enough time with flushing the toilet near the toothbrush because you know that stuff flies out, particles. Molecules, small stuff.
So you're saying I'm gross?
No, I mean that's really, you don't have much of an option.
I have a crappy mouth.
Perhaps you have a crappy mouth. For some reason, they didn't have brushing in the shower as an option because that's just a good time use.
Yeah, that's what I normally do. I'm normally in the shower brushing my teeth because of efficiency. But I will also walk around the house if it's in the morning. I take my shower at night typically.
Oh, okay.
If I'm brushing my teeth, though, and I need to go, I'll go, oh, shoot, I forgot to bring my water from upstairs. I'll brush my teeth, go downstairs while I'm brushing my teeth, grab my water.
It shouldn't matter if you're sitting on the toilet either, I know.
It does not matter.
It
doesn't.
But somehow in my head,
Yeah, because that's the big thing. If you don't put your toothbrush by a flushing toilet because it'll get all the grossness. It's in my mouth. My mouth's closed.
But even if it's not by a flushing toilet, I think if it's in the vicinity, even if it's just 5 feet away, I would say that your toothbrush has to be out of the bathroom to avoid the grossness.
Okay.
This button.
Oh, why?
Because I forgot that I remember this time that we're on a different panel of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I just like this French music.
Okay.
Do you want something better?
We should have had the Golden Girls theme song tip for this. Okay, I'm going to say this. Rhiana had a birthday last week, and in a new profile on Harper's Bazaar, Rhiana said, quote, "Getting old is crap, but it's also a blessing." So she says this whole thing about getting old is crap, like she's feeling I'm feeling old.
And then just a little bit after, she's like, I guess the bonus is that it's made me wiser and more mindful and less materialistic. But in general, she's like, being old is crap. It's no good. Let's get to the definition of old. How old do you think? I mean, did Rhiana just turn 70?
No, Rhiana turned 37.
37.
Rhiana, enjoy your prime right now, okay?
Evidently, I've been old for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, something like that. 37 is old, according to Rhiana.
Wow, okay.
But now she's so much wiser and less materialistic. I guarantee you, if you follow her, you're going to see some really materialistic stuff on there.
I hope that she's like what she said about that is she's less materialistic and she's more about experiences and building memories, which science says makes you happier. I just listened to a podcast on that.
Or if you're a billionaire.
Oh, he did say this world-renowned scientist that studies happiness and all the habits and those things.
Right.
He does say money helps.
A billionaire is what she is, I believe.
Okay. That leads us to our question, though.
So Rhiana says, "Oh man, I'm so old. I'm 37. It's crap."
And we're like, God, that makes us feel really old.
So here's the question for tomorrow. Well, today, I guess. What's something somebody did or said to make you feel old? I have a story real quick. I took this is a few years back when we were still at the radio station. I was doing an event for the station way south.
Yeah.
I think it was in Auburn. And one of our, one of the little helpers there, one of our promotions assistance people who was probably 19, 20.
Yeah.
Noticed that I drove up in my car, which is a 2005 BMW. And he's like, "Oh, I don't usually like old cars, but yours is nice." Old cars. To me, an old car is from the 60s, all right? I'm sorry, or the 70s. I'm like, oh man, I'm driving an old car from 2005.
I have 3 examples of this.
Are you going to save them for tomorrow?
I will share 2 of them now.
Okay.
And it's similar to your story about going to an event. I was in the station vehicle. We were driving, listening to, I can't remember what we were listening to. It was either the radio station or maybe my music. I don't know. And I'm like, oh my God, this is In Excess. And they're like, what is In Excess? I'm like, what? And then another time, I'm like, oh, I like this song. And they're like, who is this? I'm like, this is Alanis Morissette. And they're like, who?
Atlantis?
Alanis Morissette.
Who's Atlantis?
What? I'm like, oh, God, be
remember, I
quiet.
have one more real quick.
You're
too.
not
That time
allowed
that
to talk.
I was walking back through where you used to work at the station, your area.
Yeah.
Where all of the
promotions area where there's young people
and they're
working.
young.
Yeah.
And I overheard that conversation where she was like, I met this guy last night at the party. And I really liked him. I think he's a really good guy, but he called me today. Like, oh my God, he called? Evidently,
No, not
you're supposed to text before you call or something.
Cannot call. Do not call me.
And how many years are we told that, this is a stupid game? Do I call? Do I not call? How long do I wait to call? Evidently,
No, don't
you
call.
Don't call. I don't know. So what's
creepy.
yours? Something somebody did or said to make you feel old. We will have them for you tomorrow.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I hope you have a great Monday.
Me too.
Hope your week's off to an awesome start.
Yep.
I'm sure it is if you're listening to this.
Nice. Nice.
Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh.